Bam. Shout out to everybody here. Sorry for the latest. I was on a call, if you want to know the truth, with the Cadillac dealership, and I kind of went in. I was sick and tired of what was going on there, and my car's been there for a week. My wife was on the phone. I grabbed the phone. Next thing you know, I said, dude, anyway, let's get into it. You guys don't care. It's not that big of a deal. It's first world problems, right? But shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every one of you. But I just wanted to tell you the honest truth. Why I was late. I got into that phone call at like 9:55, and it went on until 10:10 because I was livid, to be honest. Let's jump on it. I don't like being taken advantage of companies. I don't like when people don't, treat you properly. I treat all my customers with gold. And I also don't like when businesses aren't set up right. When they tell you, well, we can't handle it. We have too much. And it's like, well, then you should have hired more staff, and you're not organized, and you need a better manager. And someone's not handling your company properly, period. Like I always speak to them like a corporate guy. I'm like, well, then what's going on with your corporate structure? I'm like, sounds like you guys need another manager over there, and you're not handling your business. Anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me. And that is your time. I just itched my back, and then I saw myself itching my neck again. I'm like, whoa, double itch there. Anyway, let's break down Bitcoin, what's happening with BTC, and if you were in the trading group last night, what would have happened. Shout out to Sammy Loyal. Guy's growing on me, man. I like this guy. He's good kid. Came from nothing. Yeah, he has a little chip on his shoulder. He talks a little ish sometimes on Twitter, but, he reached out to me when my mom died. That meant a lot to me. Sammy, if anyone knows Sammy, tell him what up. Shout out to Sammy Loyal. God bless you, brother. But I check his feed out every once in a while now. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I never take his trades. I only take my own trades. But that's what happens when you get into your own, your own system. Shout out to the Celtics banging on the Spurs last night. That was an absolute clinic. Just absolutely tearing them up. They beat them 4 times straight this year, I believe. Pretty awesome. Anyway, let's break down what's happening for Bitcoin like we do every single day. I showed you this symmetrical triangle this morning. I told you that I was in a long, right? I talked about the long. The long's up 19%, $147.77 on 770. Look, the 77s, right? I went in for 77. I didn't even actually map that. That's just kind of how it worked out. But again, I put out this trade yesterday. The trade's been open since like 4 o'clock yesterday. Been a long time just sitting there in chop. Why did I open up the trade? We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down on the channel. Did I make gains last night? I did. I got into MYRO for massive gains. I put in $9,000 and I took out about $10,699, made about $1,700 overnight. Then I went back in for another $5,000 and I'm up again on MYRO. So the 15-minute was looking aggressive and the 1 hour looked like it could possibly get another bit of a punch to the upside. So I decided to throw down yet again. See how this 1 hour plays out. My target could be 35. MYRO continues to pump. If you're in my trading group, I gave you MYRO down at $2. I mean, at 2 cents, 2.5 cents down here. Bang, bang, bang. And you'd be like, no, you didn't, lifer. And I'd be like, I kind of did, though, right? I scan the internet. I see what's hot. I look for sentiment. I can tell when something's going to blow. I can see who's talking about what, when they're talking about it. Then I slap the chart on it, and I'm able to make a pretty good idea of what's supposed to be happening here. And so, look, MYRO, banged on them. I've been on MYRO for days now, but look, you can see all the MYRO posts that I put out. 110 right there. MYRO looks aggressive on the 4-hour hidden divergence. 5 cents back there, and bang, not 46 cents. When it got listed on KuCoin, we knew about it on 12.26. So, but we've been trading MYRO since it was 2 pennies, 2.5 cents. I bought it on the live stream, I believe, in front of everybody for about 2.5 cents, and it's continued to pump ever since. It's up about a 12x. Unbelievable. Shout out to anyone that jumped into MYRO and made gains. And yeah, I didn't stand it the whole time, but I swung trade here. I swung trade here. I swung trade here. I swung trade. I just keep swing trading MYRO for gains. All right. And I'm super excited. It's been actually getting me through this kind of boring couple of days for Bitcoin going sideways. SHIDO also hit. I put out this chart. It come down. They did get the stops out of the place, right? Could have redrawn this though and drawn a bit of a fib or something. Even if you take this impulse, it does look like a 618, but that definitely hit the target at 0.117574, and that's where I was hoping SHIDO would go on the 6th of January, and here we are on the 18th doing what we do, baby. Shout out to everyone that jumped into SHIDO or MYRO, 2 hot coins. MYRO, that Solana ecosystem continues to pay, baby, continues to pay. TRB also getting some love today, but these are the gains that I gave in the trading group overnight. And you would have been making gains. I also gave the trade the trade that I was in here for Bitcoin, which is also doing damage right now, up 20% and counting, continuing to bang on them, up 17.7% for Bitcoin. All right. So, and this 1 hour, I'm riding out this 1 hour, and to me, this is a 4-hour trade. I want the 4 hour to get back above the 200 SMA And so this is how, and I'm keeping my stop below this wick here, below this low. And that's all I'm looking for. I'm looking for, price action to get back above the 200 SMA on the 4 hour, back above the 200 SMA on the 1 hour. We should get this pop, but we're going sideways. I'm going to break down what I'm talking about for Bitcoin. Already gave a Bitcoin update this morning, and we can do top-down analysis as well. We might as well. So let's take a look at BTC, USD. Shout out to all the beautiful souls here on the live. Again, apologize for the lateness. I have a life too, and sometimes even my life gets carried away. And in my 10,000 or my over 1,000 days of live streaming, I'm sure there's going to be one or two where I might miss the mark. But you know what? I'm always going to be here no matter what. So, hey, even in my once a week lateness, or once a month lateness like that, I'm still the most consistent guy in the game. You got to hand it to me. Shout out to everybody here. 795 people on the live, 199 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Shout out to each and every one of you. And who here even thought for a second that I wasn't going to show up? Yeah. We have more than one YouTube account. Get this man the likes. Shout out to Chris Gross. Shout out to everybody here. Hit the likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Come on now. This ain't your average YouTube channel. Like, the energy is at its apogee. You've never seen anybody like this, baby. Let's go. I don't want to be around lame-os, man. I want to be around people that hit the like button, that stay motivated, that push everything out of their life, that go for everything, that never hold back. That's the type of people I want to be around. If you put every single thing you have into every single thing you have, then you're a lifer. God bless each and every one of you. If you if you fight for everything in your life, if you stand up for any injustice, if you don't like people being hurt, if you like to love, if love is your strongest passion in your frequency that you're living right now, let's get a 333 in the comment section. Let's boom us up to the upside, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get the energy up. Let's go. You have one life to live. This is your life. This is your one life to live. What are you going to do today that's going to be amazing? What are you going to do today that's going to be amazing? I hope you do something amazing today and change your life. Make today the day you actually go all out and make it happen. Today is your day. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. The opportunity is the one you create immediately, not the one you wait for. All right? Let's go, baby. Let's get motivated. Nobody started my YouTube channel for me. Nobody told me, Sammy, it's time to start doing TA. I did it on my own. It was my drive. It was my internal drive to keep going. And now we're here every single day. So we get to share this moment. We get to share all these wins. We get to find all these gains because I push myself to the limits and you can too. Let's go, baby. Crypto lifers, I love y'all. God bless each and every one of you for being here. So 2 controversial ideas. Are we still inside the bottom trend? Inside a bullish megaphone? Or do we lose the bottom trend and do we have to break back inside? I like the idea that we have to break back inside because once we break back inside, it gives me confidence to continue to long to the upside, number one. So it'll trick my mind into longing, which I like. You have to have systematic preferences that put you into what you want to do. You get it? Like you almost have to trick your brain, meaning I like the 200 SMA. So once price action gets above, I'm able to open up a trade easily, swimmingly, without worrying, right? Bang, 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 right? My CFX bang and love you, Sebi. You gave me the discipline. Thank you, brother. Shout out to PS5, Future of Gaming. Good morning, lifer. You're doing a fantastic job as usual. Love you, brother. God bless. Shout out to Jimmy Villain in the house. I love how every single person who does YouTube for crypto randomly starts screaming, no such things in stock or other industry streams. Actually, no one else does that. I'm like the only guy that does that. Honestly, the stock guys are lame, bro. They're lame-os. They're doing the same thing everybody else did. I'm a unique person. I'm a maverick. Of course you're going to hear something different. What do you want, the same thing? You want that same lame, here's the stock. We're going to go over. I just made $2,000 on $20,000. Here's my Top Step account. Here, I'm a funded trader. Here's my funding. Trust me, man. 10 years from now, all that will be gone. It'll be a fad. And then the guys who know how to make money from scratch will be here yet again, making money. You know what I mean? Learn how to make money from the very inside of your core, from the internal core of yourself, and never stress again. So look, this is a bit of a falling wedge. You broke out, you broke back inside. I keep talking about it. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time to the measured move of the length of the pole. This is likely to break up somewhere to this resistance point here at about 47,500 for Bitcoin. So if you just look at the pattern, yes, you broke out of it, but you broke back inside, and now you still have yourself a falling wedge. The 1 hour is also oversold and is attempting to bounce to the upside. However, we just had a massive move back down after a massive move back up. And this has been the day. This has been how it's been trading. I've been in this trade. It's been like, you can shut up. You can shut up. Just like, it's honestly, I tell everyone, it's the type of day, this week has been a great week to literally just go for a bike ride. I'm being honest with everyone's looking at me like, what? Yes, like step away from the charts. Do your DCA, do a few things, but do not battle. The day trading has been vicious. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get rocked and wrecked. I see a lot of people trying to force trades and a time where the trades just really aren't there. Trading is just like surfing. You show up to the beach with all your equipment ready to go, but if the surf's not there, you can't force a wave, man. You don't just go, I'm going to go start surfing right now, even though there's no waves out there. You can. Maybe it's super rough and you're just going to get thrown out. You might crack your head on a rock. Maybe it's super slow and you wait and wait and wait. You get like one wave for all the paddling. You barely go in and out. And it's like you get 3 runs in 3 hours and it's, But then there's days where the waves are coming in and coming out and there's nice intervals and there's nice breeze and everything is flowing and you're catching waves all day long. That's just like trading, all right? You don't force the trade. You don't make it happen when you want it. It comes when you see this. You have a system. You're like a trader. Like a surfer goes, okay, I like the water at this degree. I like the air temperature, and I like the wind at like 8 miles per hour. If it's freaking 25, 45, he doesn't like it, and if it's 4, he doesn't like it. He knows his system. He knows his parameters. When those system gets met, he takes the trade. He takes the surf. He takes the wave. Surfing and trading have a lot of eerily similarities that you wouldn't realize, but they're there. And I really think about surfing a lot when I'm trading because you don't force it. You don't force it. I want to quit my job a day trade. I need it. The funny thing is you have 2 different types of people, and I'm going to break it down for you. Let's have a sip of the lemon water. Let's stay hydrated. I'm going to sip this lemon too. They say lemon puts you in a good mood. Wow. Might actually work. Smells pretty good. Interesting. But they say just sniffing a lemon, because think about it. It's made by God. It grows out of the earth, has its own vibrant smell and taste. It's natural. It comes from the earth. It's a natural smell. And it's such a nice smell. Like they use the smell of lemons to make things sing clean. Lemon scent, Okay, so here's the deal. This guy said, I want to quit my job and start day trading. There's 2 types of people. You could be me. I invested. So what I did is I was working. I saved. Then I had 10 or 15 grand. And then I took 5 grand out. And I slowly started buying things that I thought were going to go up in value in the next 2 to 3 years. 2 years went by and I had more money than I had before I took it out. I did that for a couple years. Then I learned that I could start to swing trade gold and silver only because I was buying gold and silver and I had a lot of it and I didn't know what to do with it. So I was like, all right, I could trade this stuff and not have to actually hold the physical metal and maybe make some gains. I did that for a while. Then I got into cryptocurrency, but I'll tell you what, day trading's cool, but the most money I've ever made was buying Bitcoin at 1,500, around $1,000 and holding it till it went to 70K and, making 69,000 off $1,000, right? I mean, that's 69X. I have 69X my money off of Bitcoin, right? I still own Bitcoins that I bought $1,000. I'm still up 42X right now. You see what I'm saying? So everyone tries to day trade. They think day trading is the greatest way to make money. And you guys see me swing. I don't even day trade. I night trade. I went in last night at 2 a.m. and I sold at 9. I was in for 7 hours and I made $1,600. You know what I mean? I don't even know if you call that day trading. I segue into the nuances of the night. But the idea is, you take what you can get, depending. But I've made most of my money on long-term swings, man. You know what I mean? That's how I became the boss that's how I got the confidence to quit my job, start my businesses, do what I want with my life, go my way, wear the suits I want to wear, dress how I want to dress, eat where I want to eat, fly where I want to fly, baby. Do what I want to do with my life, right? I will never work for another man for the rest of my life. No one will ever tell me where to be except for my wife, you know what I mean? And my kids, really, but I will never have to, Sam, can you come in at 9? We need you early. I will never have to do that again for the rest of my life. No one will ever tell me what to do ever again, man. It's the greatest feeling on earth. But to keep that, to keep that level of life, to keep that quality of life, high discipline, hard work. I'm grinding every day. It does not stop. The pressure is hard. I'm telling you right now. But you know what? I love this quote from, I believe it was Ed Millett or maybe it might have been Dan Pena. It's going to be hard, he said. Of course it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard if you're broke. It's going to be hard if you're rich. So why not be rich and be hard while you're rich? You know what I mean? It's going to be hard no matter. Life is not going to be easy. You could be loaded and you could lose a loved one. Like I lost my mom on Thanksgiving. You know, so it's just it's crazy, right? Anyway. So we're going to end up getting back to this. But if I look at the weekly chart, and we'll kind of start from the bigger ideas here. If everyone said Bitcoin's dumping, yeah, it went from 750 to 650, you want $100. If you call that a dump, I don't know, man. We need to figure out what's going on with your guys' emotional standpoints, right? A dump is like a $1,500 move, right? That's a dump to me. $700, $500 is a pullback. You know what I mean? A dump has to be, when you say the word dump, it's got to be substantial. I see you guys say the word dump, I look, and then I run to the chart. I'm like, come on, man. It's like the boy who cried wolf. That ain't no dump. Let's get real. You know what I mean? SHIDO was banging on him. We already talked about it, and we put it out to the trading group, and we went over it already. And you would have known about SHIDO like weeks ago. But thank you for the awesome super chat. We really appreciate the 10 PLN, which I don't know what PLNs are, but it's $4.46. I'll tell you that. Is this a dump for ants? Yeah, exactly. Set me free. I ain't working for no one. We make so much money in the group. We call no man boss. Exactly. Nobody should have to have a boss in our trading group. We provide too much education. Master Friend is there every single day, mentoring, grinding, teaching. If you want to day trade the NQ, you've tried to day trade the NQ, you want to be a funded trader, you've gone through all that, come to our group, take the Leverage Mastery class for $300, hit the QR code and the link. I'm telling you right now, it'll blow your mind. You'll understand how candles open and close. You'll understand when they open and close. You'll understand expansion. You'll learn about how to use what's called a money printer strategy, bouncing off of certain Fibonacci levels. You'll become a machine. We will turn you into something you never thought possible and show you skills and give you a gift, man. We'll give you a gift. We are giving a gift away at these prices. I'm telling you right now. So take advantage of it before we restructure and find another way, because we're just starting out. And whenever companies are just starting out, that's when you really want to take advantage, because we might not even realize the value that we're providing yet until we compare it to the economy. And then years from now, we're going to be like, oh my God, we gave this away. We already kind of know we're giving it away, but that's because we care about you. We want you to get the gains. See, everyone else wants to charge you $2,000, $3,000 for the class. I'm telling you, go to, I love Crypto Q University, great guy, but he wants to gouge you for $3,000. Almost everyone out here wants to gouge you. Their indicators are $1,500 a year, right? Yeah, I charge $1,000 a year, but you can get a discount if you pay in crypto. Also, I'm going to give you skills that you don't have to buy another indicator with. You don't have to buy anything else with what I teach you. You don't have to go and get another subscription. You're going to become the indicator. You're going to know how to trade. Look, do you see me using any paid indicators? Everything I use here is free. I even created a paid indicator and decided not to sell it to you people because I knew that I could give you more value by showing you how to trade. I would have made more money with my paid indicator. 1,000 people would have bought it for $1,000. It would have made $1 million. You see what I'm saying? Easily. But you know what I said? It didn't fit my trading strategy. It didn't fit the way I do things. I wanted to teach you how to become the indicator. Maybe years down the line when I sail off into the sea, I'll throw out an indicator and that will just be a way to make residuals. But for now, and believe me, I worked on an indicator for a year and a half. I had it ready to go. And I decided it just wasn't what I wanted to do because it wasn't part of my business strategy. You see what I'm saying? So, I can teach you how to, and I'm not trying to hate on anyone that sells an indicator. People that sell indicators get pissed right now when they watch this. Oh, look at this guy hating on our business model. I'm not hating on your business model when I talk about mine. I just want to make that clear. I get to talk about my business model without hurting anyone else's. All right. I just want to make that clear. If you sell an indicator, God bless you. I hope you do well. I love Crypto Face. He sells an indicator. I actually think it's an amazing indicator. I have nothing against it. My business model is different than theirs. That's all. That's the only difference. You know what I mean? But I'm boys with Crypto Face. I'm boys with everyone in the industry. I love everybody here. All right. I just want to make that clear. But I want to teach you that you can use free indicators. You don't have to get monthly subscriptions. You don't have to pay $2,000-$3,000. You can use free indicators, support of resistance. Heck, Master Friend will teach you how to use zero indicators. You'll just use price action and time. I'm just saying, we simplified here in this group in a way no one else does around the internet. We cover ICT. We cover the general concepts of Fibonacci, support of resistance, stochastics, RSI, moving averages. You're going to know your golden crosses, your death crosses. You are going to be a master when I am done with you. You are going to be a master when I'm done with you. Straight up. And if you want to jump on in and continue, we have even more value for you in the trading group. Bitcoin is starting to take a little bit of a pullback here. 1,000 people on the live, 392 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it, baby. Let's go! Yes! Drop that beat, baby. We love you, man. I'm a little sick. I trade for fun. I'm totally serious about it. However, it's really fun to treat it as a game. Long hold bags are packed. See, I make so much more money on my long-term bags. It'll all be, you never know. I could get lucky and hit a big lever trade, but I make so much more money on my long-term bags that my leverage trading is kind of like, it's like the sandbox. And then I have the beach. You know what I mean? Like I got a giant portfolio on the beach, and then I got my futures portfolio. Other people have a huge future portfolio, but they may not, you know what I mean? I don't know how they do it. I don't really care. I know how I do it, and that's all that matters to me. You know what I mean? So we're taking a look at the weekly, and we can see the weekly is trapped. But it's still, as long as the weekly doesn't lose this trend line, we're good to go. You see that? Like, that's still a support line right there that we are holding. And I put a line right here. The weekly support or resistance line for me is right there at about 41,174, right? And I think it was 360 yesterday, right? I'll see where this candle opens. Yeah, 41,360 was my area. It's 41,360. That's what I want. That's how I call it. Hard to get it perfectly on the weekly, but if we close a weekly candle below this level, we're going down to 36,000, 38K. It's just obvious. And then maybe even all the way back down to weekly support. There's really no weekly support until we get back down to 30,000. Could we go to 30,000? It's possible. Anything could happen. You know what I mean? Anything could happen. But for me, I'm just a realist. I set parameters and I say, hey, as long as we don't break this, you know. So right now, Bitcoin's just in chop. It's in between 41,100 and 44,000. And that's a $3,000 chop. When Bitcoin's big, I mean, that's not a lot. Bitcoin used to chop, you know, think about it. 10% is $4,000 now. 10% used to be $2,000 when it was 20,000, right? WAGME Games, for all the bullish div, cup and handle, 786 retracement now, sex today, long, baby. Wow. WAGME Games is a hot one too that a lot of people do like. We're going to make it. There's some people that think that has a 50 to 100x potential for sure. Thank you, GF Burke, for putting that on the radar. God bless you. We appreciate you, and we love you. Shout out to everyone that sends in super chats to the channel. Super nice that you do that. Very, very appreciative. My life is full of gratitude. Everything I do is gratitude. That's the attitude. And I was late today, but yesterday I went over like 20 minutes. So you got to give it to me. Sometimes I go late. Sometimes I might come in late, but I also go way over time. I went overtime yesterday for like 30 minutes. And I've been doing that lately on and off. So don't fade Burke, right? Never fade the Burke, man. He'll give you that gas, bro. That gas will blast you to the next, to Jupiter's moons, right? Or Saturn's moons. Anyway, so the weekly looks good for Bitcoin. It is resetting on the stochastics. I am bullish as long as we don't lose this trend line at 41,360. We lose 41,360, you're going to see me go, okay, let's hit a short, or we're going to start looking at things a little differently, right? So right off the bat, the weekly looks good to me. I can leave the weekly alone. It does have a target of a measured move if the flag continues to stay when the stochastics reset. And for another 1, 2, 3, like 5 weeks, we go sideways for 5 more weeks. I mean, we're going to head into that halving with a massive rally. All right. 3 months till the halving. Bitcoin passed silver. Yeah, exactly. Bitcoin completely controlled now. They have finally done it with the ETFs. I mean, that's not logical. It doesn't make sense because more and more people are going to run into Bitcoin from around the world due to the constraints of fiat currency. You know, I told you, I've talked about the fiat currency and we gave you this website. We break it down. I want to show as many people as possible what's happening. We're going to go to the 5-day chart now and break down the 5-day chart. You can see the stochastics are starting to get low, but they still could have a lower move. However, look at the 5-day chart. Bot. And so we're still respecting 41,360. We're still respecting this trend line. Until we break this trend line and this yellow line, I remain bullish. Same thing I was doing for you guys right when we were here. And everyone said that this was a possible bear flag. We were right here. Everyone said this is a bear flag. We're going to drop to the downside. They were all saying it. And I said, well, let's see if we can break the 200 SMA first. Once we closed the candle above it, I became extremely bullish. And I said, guys, we're above the 200 SMA. Look for a massive move to the upside. And what happened? We got a massive move to the upside. I was able to call this just based off this scenario because I know once you get above a 200 SMA on the 5-day chart, you rip to the upside. You could backtest this all you want. Then we saw that the 21 was coming for the 5-day. Remember this? And this is when I decided that the ETF was going to have to pump price action because we were going to front run. It's a pre-golden cross. I should call it something else, a tinkle cross. But it's not a golden cross when the 50 crosses the 200, but it's the 21 crossing the 200, which is a very bullish sign. All right. Once I saw that, then remember when we were here, I went and back tested this on multiple assets throughout the world and said we're likely going to go to the upside. I opened up a long, and we nailed that long. Right. We've shorted the market since then a few times too. I've called a couple of shorts since then, and we've done well. We've been longing and shorting the market like a guitar, man, back and forth, up and down. Right. So the 5-day chart has a golden cross approaching. The 50-day is coming for the 200 SMA. It's a quiet little hush-hush moment. It's something. It tells us that even if we dip down to this 2, even if we get some pullbacks, even if something happens, it tells us April and May, you're going to be higher than this high. See, what I want you to understand about golden crosses, they don't say right now buy. They're not buy signals, and you could get dumps after they happen. What they mean is later on in time, you'll be higher than the high demonstrated at the golden cross. That's usually what I've seen in my lifetime. For instance, like if you front run the last one here, it was coming. You kind of never had it before on the weekly, but say, if we went to like another chart, like a 3-day, you would have seen it. So here, you see the 3-day right there. And so right here, you start to front run it. And yeah, look, you would have gotten a dump first. But what it meant was if you bought around here in July, 6-7 months later, you're going to be higher than you are. It's a long-term trend. It's telling you're going to be okay to buy on the long term. That's really what it means. It says, hey, the day-to-day may come and go. But this is a long-term sign that if you hold for the next 4 to 5 months, you should be dang good. Again, everything is probability. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. You do whatever kind of makes you happy in this realm of trading. You get your education, you bring it all together, you bring your own intuition, and you find your peace. No trader is the same. Nobody is emotionally the same. Nobody is wired exactly the same. What makes me get into a trade may be different than what makes you get into a trade. But I can teach you how I do it over time and show you what I do. And it's accurate. I'm telling you right now, I am accurate. I know I'm accurate. People around the world call me accurate. People that don't know me go up to me in the middle of conferences and say, man, I've learned so much from you. You've changed my life. You know how many people have come up to me and told me I've changed their life? Hundreds and hundreds of people now. And then the testimonials. So I cry myself to sleep every night because I cannot believe God has blessed me with that many people to tell me that I've changed their lives. It is a blessing to change people's lives. You can make all the money in the world. You will never feel the feeling you feel when you change someone's life. There is no monetary value you can add when you change somebody else's life. And I want to continue every day I wake up hoping to change at least one person's life today. Hoping to inspire at least one person. Push someone to the limit. Push someone to their, get someone to get out of bed today and say, you know what? I'm not going to be depressed anymore. Or someone that's already grinding to say, you know what? I'm going to add even more to my hustle. Or someone that went through a hardship say, you know what? I'm not going to cry anymore. I'm going to thank God. I'm going to be appreciative. I'm going to start to build, And I lost my mom on Thanksgiving. I should be down and out, depressed for the last 2 months, telling everyone I need my time. But did I do that? No, I grinded through it all, right? And I did it to show you that you can too. I honestly did it for myself, but I did it for you too. I wanted people to realize that we can push through some of the hardest things in life. God can provide us peace. God can provide us that extra strength that we need. And I want to let everyone know I did turn to God. I said, dear Lord, I need you to get me through these times. I said, I don't understand why you took my mother in the way which you did, but I will not lose my faith in you. I will not allow my confusion over death to lose my faith in the Lord. Amen. Amen. I will continue to preach the Lord's name every single day that I'm alive. Every single day that I'm alive, because God changed my life and gave me everything that I ever wanted when I finally submitted to God. When I finally said, I get it. There's no other one but you. There's not even a question that you exist. I am 100% on board. The second I got on board 100%, my YouTube channel took off. I got onto ATB. I got noted. People started finding out who I was. Things started to change for me. My whole life was different. All right. Remember when we were buying Bitcoin at 24, 25, 26 on the live? Much love, smile, and connection with you, Sammy. God bless you, brother. I wake up in the morning with a sense of gratitude to make this trade in Lido, Dow, Maker Dow, Metas Dow. We love you. God bless. You're funny, man. Never lose faith. Just like a father, he isn't going to make things easy. He's going to make you work for them. Amen. With Vanguard's holdings $1 billion giving them leverage to manipulate the market and under contract to not do so, do you think they are stabilizing price action? I have no idea. 7-minute Stokes. Let's get it. Good stuff, Sam. Thanks for the testimony. Sorry to hear about your mother passing. I've been away from things for a while, but God bless you and your family. Thank you for all you do. Shout out to Chris F. We love you. Shout out to Armstrong. Shout out to After Hours Investing. Shout out to MT Bobby Fresh. Shout out to Catherine Brunetti. Shout out to Adele Bahati and everybody that's here holding me down. Shout out to the Blue Crew. Shout out to Lakochi Coker. We love you, Lakochi. We hope everything's going well with you. All right. So here we are on the 4-hour time frame, and this is my trade. This is my trade. I'm in it right now. I want to get to the top of the pattern, and I put my stop below the wick. This is even these two candles, and that's it. It's a 8-to-1 risk-reward ratio. And I've been in the trade. Looks like I lost a lot of it, right? We were up 140, 146. Now we're only up 94. But, hey, we're still in the trade. We're still doing our thing. I opened this yesterday at about 4 in the afternoon when my mind looked at the 4-hour and it said, oh, stop getting caught up on the small time frames. And this bullish divergence is very strong. It's one of the strongest bullish divs I've ever seen in my, as far as the angles that don't agree. Very sharp downward angle, very sharp upward angle. Tells me we are going to get a nice push to the upside. However, there's heavy resistance for Bitcoin at 43,400 and the 200 SMA on the 4-hour time frame. We must get back above to remain bullish. And then we remain kind of inside this pattern here. And we're starting this ascending triangle, which is a 50-50 pattern, but it kind of has a rising wedge vibe to it. You take the length of the pole, that's going to be your measured move either way. All right. And so we're either breaking up on the smaller time frames to about 45,176, or we're breaking down to 41,250. Remember, you don't want to break 41,360. That's the weekly support or resistance area that we've talked about. All right. So I've seen both bullish and bearish scenarios. I'm open-minded to both, and I know how to play both. All right. And I kind of know what to look for too as well. So right now we need to see this 1-hour break above the 200 SMA. Super important. We need to see the 15-minute break above the 200 SMA. Super important. This brings now this smaller, and this is why, look, all the different shapes. Look, we have the falling wedge. We have this. But I know, bear with me now. I can get rid of this divergence. We don't need it for now. But this is definitely a symmetrical triangle, and this is what I'm showing you here. And this is kind of, we can come back to this chart now, right? So we're in here. Can the 1-hour pump up to the 200? Can the 1-hour break resistance at 43,500? So important. Can this double bottom hold? Bit of a double bouton right here. With a higher low, can we break to the upside? Let's take a look. The 1-hour has an aggressive push to the upside, suggests that we can get a move. So I'm bullish on the 1-hour and the 4-hour time frame. 15 minutes says we have to come back down now. Look at that. So that you hit your high. Look, perfect place to take profit on a swing trade. Right at that 200 SMA. Your positivity really keeps me going right now. And we're going to keep you going, Sniper Paul. If I can do it, you can do it, bro. I'm not people think I'm chosen by God, all that. People think they're chosen by God. Right? We're all chosen. I think we're all chosen. Every one of us. You have to believe you're chosen, though. You know what I mean? And not in a pompous way, in a way that you were built by a beautiful being to do beautiful things. God does not want you poor. God does not want you cold, living in a cardboard box. God wants you living in a beautiful home, overlooking the water, in nature, right? The whole city living thing is weird. They created cities. Why? So they could shove people into factories and get them to work overtime. It was all for the big business. Now, didn't you notice, where did the big businessman live? He had an apartment in the city, but doesn't the big businessman always have some big house out in the middle of, with 100 acres of land with their own? Yeah. Go research any billionaire. They always had the freaking giant house in the middle of nowhere, Samuel Gold's, I remember this one guy, Gosnold, and he had this little island, the north of in Long Island, right? It's like they're Cohasset, but it's and he had the entire little peninsula to himself. It was 1,000 acres of land or something in the 1700s, 1600s. Samuel Gosnold in Long Island there. But these guys had game. I mean, I always research. I love going to historical, mansions and just, looking at how they lived. Like you go to the in New York, you can go to the Rockefeller House and tour it. Unbelievable. And you can just see, like, he lived on the top of this hill, right, overlooking the Hudson River. And he actually believed in, like, space. And a lot of these billionaires all believed in energy and space and time. And he had this whole statue put in to look at where the sun came in. It was insane. But research that. Rockefeller's house, such a beautiful place. Really nice. Just going there, the acreage, the land. Upstate New York's gorgeous. I spent a lot of time going to upstate New York, getting out of the city. So anyway, watching the 15-minute time frame here, and it's likely gonna pull back to the 21-day moving average. You're overbought on the stochastics RSI. That's what happens. 7-minute attempted to kind of pull us down. So what you want now is you need some chop. We're looking for some chop now on the smaller time frame. So we need this. We need some up and down price movement here. Get this into a bit of a flag. It looks like it's going to take an hour or two. So to me, it says nothing crazy is going to happen for the next hour or two. We did get a nice pump to the upside. We broke the 7-minute 200 SMA. That's a good sign. That's how all things start. You need to break the 200 SMA on the 7-minute time frame. Look at this beautiful head and shoulder. That was an easy play. Not easy, but simple. Took it to the downside. Like this stuff is, see, I know people, I know there's 100 ways to trade. You could trade ICT, you could trade time frames. I literally would just wake up, my mom sees this, and I'd open up a trade right there and take it for gains. Call it a day. I do this all the time. I don't care what time it is. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's London. I don't give a damn. It doesn't matter to me. Now, again, some things can happen better. I mean, that was at, 5 in the morning, so you might have gotten a move with Asia. It doesn't hurt not to know the time zones. I just want to let you know, for years I made gains and I never did know them. But by all means, I should know them. Like, let's add them to the repertoire by now. But the point is, I want to let you know is you'll find your trading style. I found mine. You'll find yours. And you'll know when you have a trading style because someone will teach you something new. And you just it'll just go in one ear and right. You'll learn it, but you won't apply it to your strategy because you have a strategy. Like if you went into war and you came out of 10 wars and you survived and a lot of people didn't, and then a new guy was telling you this is how you survived, you'd be like, all right, but I survived already. I'm a 40-year-old man, I have 31-year-old traders telling me how to trade sometimes, and I love them. And sometimes they're smarter than me. They may know more than me, but they haven't lasted as long as me. You know what I mean? So I'm always you might get wrecked 5 years from now. You might be a great trader for 6 years, and you might get wrecked. You might not ever make it to 40 years old where I did. You might start at 25. You might get wrecked at 35. You might go off discipline. There's many a trader that's better than another trader, but they don't stay disciplined. I'm telling you right now, you need a level of skill that's better than most people as a trader, number one. Once you know that you're better than the majority, you don't need to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. You just need to be consistent. There's a lot of people that are going to be a better trader than you, but they're not going to have consistency and discipline. Like they're going to run after some girl, or they're going to get or they're going to, do some, they may hit a girl or something, and then they're going to get battery charges or something. I hate, but I'm just saying there's people, great traders, but then they're going to crash their car, or they're going to make a big trade one night and they're going to go out drinking and crash the car. And then they can't trade because they're in the hospital for a week. I hope this never happens to anybody, but I want to let you know, everyone thinks it's all about being the best trader in the world. It's about having just enough skill to be able to be profitable, and then have the discipline and the focus to maintain it for over 10 years. I've been trading for over 10 years now. I made it through a decade of so many times they tried to take me out of this game. I should not be here, everybody. I should not be wearing the pocket square. I should be back wearing my Costco's nonsense. You know what I mean? My jeans and my hoodie, which I did like. I shouldn't call it nonsense, but you know what I mean? I should be back just wearing the same pair of jeans on my night shift like I did every day. But that's not the case. That's not the case. All right. Are the indicators you use all free? Every single one of them is free. You do have to have the highest premium account on TradingView, which if you get during Cyber Monday, it's $280 or something a year, right? I don't even think it's that expensive. When you backtest with the MA MACD SI, you will know the tricks with tools from Sammy and the Master Friend. You always don't have to trade, but we live life of Mr. Price, man. Amen. Dude, everything I teach you will be revealed to you if you put in the work. That's what I love about what I do. Everything I teach you will be revealed even deeper, but you must put in the work. And look, Bitcoin's pulling back. How do we know? Because the stochastics are high on the 15-minute. Many times when I'm in a great swing trade, it's going well, I take profits on that. I've been in this trade so long. Look, I just lost probably most of my gains, almost all of them. Yep, I was up, 180 at 1.150 or something? But don't stress. And I'll tell you one thing. Whenever I just take my 150 every time, I grow the account quicker than when I hope and hope and hope for the 500, 600 wins every time. The way I grow my account is I just take little bits each time, all right? Like last night, I put $9,000 into MYRO. I swung traded, and I made $1,700 in 7 hours. Like, I'm a master spot swing trader, man. I love it. I love it. Like, it's my goat. It's what I love to do. Like, I'm passionate about swing trading spot. Like, I like throwing bags around. Like, and again, I remember when my first trade of my life, $500, I was freaked out. Then $1,000. Then I got comfortable trading a $1,200 position. Then I got comfortable with a $3,000 position. Then I made $100,000. Right? Then a $1,000 position didn't seem as bad, right? Then I made a quarter mil, right? Then I was like, okay, then a couple thousand position wasn't so bad. $2,500, right? Then I made a $500,000. And then a $5,000 position was like, then I made $1 million. Then I made $2 million. And now I'm like, a $20,000 position feels like a $2,000 position used to me 5 years ago, right? As you gain more gains, the positions start to not hit you so hard emotionally because they can't, if you lose them, you're not losing all your money. It's only, the bigger positions become smaller percentage of your portfolio. They don't hurt as bad. You're free emotionally. You begin to, I'm telling you right now, man, the guys with billions, they just plop money in. They know as long as they hold 5 years, they're going to make it. They have enough money. They're not even stressed about it. The more money you make, the less difficult trading becomes. You get padded by your own net worth, but to get there takes time. And everybody wants to get there, but nobody wants to put in the hard work or the pain. And most people are going to go through some tough times and not be able to get back over the hill. I got buried. I lost 14,000 of 41K when I was like only 3 years into trading. It was horrendous. I felt horrible. I felt sick to my stomach. I didn't think I could continue. I called my dad, said, Dad, I can't believe it. I'm losing money. I'm supposed to become an investor and I'm losing. I'm an idiot. And you know what he said to me? He said, don't worry. I lost 40K one time. I didn't know what I was doing. I got into a stock. It didn't work out. He said, you'll be fine. You're a hustler. You're a worker. You keep grinding. God's going to take care of you. Things are going to go your way. Don't you stress. And my dad was 100% right. Look where I ended up. But I went through some really hard times. I worked a night shift. I struggled for a long time, everybody. I really did. And, it's not like I was broke in the streets. I always had a hustle. I always worked. I always had a job. But I didn't understand how to assimilate to society. I didn't understand how I was going to work. Like, I wanted to do something amazing with my life. And I read about amazing people. And then everyone around me was living a regular life. And then everyone told me I had to conform to the regular life to survive. But I was like, but everyone else that I'm reading in these books and Wikipedia did something amazing. And it didn't make sense to me. I said, how can I go and do what everyone else is doing if I want to get to the moon? I said, how can I? But then I started falling off. And then people that were doing what everyone else was doing started to get further ahead than me. And I said, man, maybe I should just start doing what everyone else is doing because I'm not getting anywhere. But then I said, no, you're different. You're unique. You can't do what everyone else is doing. And I was in depression. Think about it. Everyone's telling my parents that we got to, no, I'm going to start my own company. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to do something different. And everyone looking at me, yeah, that's what everybody says when they're 9 years old. But now you're 35, Sam. It's time to change, make it happen. Sam, I just want to give you a big hug from a lifer. You mean so much to me and your family. You mean so much and your family to me. Love you, brother. Thank you, Sammy. I love you, PS5 Future of Gaming. God bless you, man. I feel the love like you're my brother from another, man. Thank you. Look at this. Even look, shoulder, head, and kind of right. That's an inverted head and shoulder that broke out this morning for Bitcoin. Previous resistance, could it hold the support? 15-minute coming back to the 21-day moving average. You knew this was going to happen in the Stokes turn. Okay. If I hadn't been in this trade so long, I would have taken that money. But I've been in this trade so long, I'm going to see it through. I'm either going to get stopped out or I'm going to get paid. I'm going to see this trade through. I want to see this bullish divergence eventually break the resistance. That's basically what I'm looking for. If we break this low, my trade is negated because then we're on a different downtrend, and it is what it is. So not much more I could say about Bitcoin. We took you from the weekly to the 5-day to the 3-day to the daily, showed you the 4-hour, the 1-hour, broke down moving averages, talked about ideas, gave you some strategy, showed you how we made gains on MYRO last night in the trading group. And if you want to join the trading group, we have it pinned right here, cryptolifer.com. Jump on in. If you want to trade where I'm trading, go to MEXC. MEXC Global, greatest exchange in the game. You won't find a better exchange than MEXC. Lowest fees, highest profits, 0.1 spot maker taker fee, 0.01 future maker. And if you hold the MX token, I believe 1,000 tokens, which right now is about $2,700, but if you hold 1,000 tokens, you won't have to pay any fees on MEXC at all. So that gives a MEXC token utility. Also, they're going to burn the MEXC token, about 3 million of them. If they continue to burn the token, it's going to go up in value, and it has utility. Same thing they were doing to BNB. They're taking that BNB model to that MX token, something that you may want to pay attention to. MEXC Global really starting to make a move here and taking market share away from a lot of the big boys. They got pissed. They ran FUD campaigns for the last month during December. That's what they did. You know what I mean? Trust me, I have 1,000 traders underneath that I would be getting emails left and right screaming, and I don't get those. So believe you me, I'd be the first one to know if there was some serious issues, all right? Also, I withdraw every single night. I've never had an issue. The second I go to withdrawal and nothing happens, I will be the first to tell you. So have no stress, take a deep breath, and remove the FUD from your mind. All is well, my friends. All is well. Life is so fragile. We appreciate it. Amen. I appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. Any thoughts on the Elliott waves? What would you do if you had $300K in your 401k at 30 years old? Not financial advice. I mean, if I had $300,000 in my 401k, I'd probably keep it there, but I wouldn't put any more in there. I'd start building a BTC bag. Or, you know, I'll be honest with you. I would move my 401. I would try to move that 401k into iTrust Capital, into a Roth IRA, if possible. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Do all these things on your own. I'm not a financial advisor. So, me personally, I don't know what you're going to do. You do whatever makes you happy. Me, I'd be trying to roll that 401k into a Roth IRA if possible and get it put into iTrust Capital for sure. I want to tell you why iTrust Capital is amazing, everybody. Number one, 24/7. You can trade Bitcoin and altcoins 24/7. You can't do that in the ETF. If Bitcoin has a huge dump and you want to get back in, you can't do that in the ETF. It's not going to be on trading hours. All right. I believe it's, you know, it's shortened. It doesn't have a lot of trading time as much as it does. But iTrust Capital, you have access. So if there's a massive dump and you need access to jump in and throw capital in there, you can't do that to the ETF. You're going to have to allocate whenever you have a chance. But iTrust Capital, you can 24/7 allocate. That gives it a step up to the ETF. And so if you're thinking of the ETF or iTrust Capital, I'm telling you, iTrust Capital has a lot, in my humble opinion, a lot of advantages. Number one, the ETF doesn't do in-kind Bitcoin, right? You have to go back. When you leave that ETF, you have to go back to dollars, and then you have to go back into Bitcoin if you want to buy Bitcoin and hold it long term. Not the case with iTrust Capital. They actually give you, when I say I do iTrust Capital, I'm 40. I'd go 19 years with iTrust Capital. I'm done. I want to hand my daughter the Bitcoins and self-custody. I want to take out my tax-free gains. I take them out, and they actually will send them to a hardware wallet. You see what I mean? And you will actually get the Bitcoin. They also have redundancy, the way in which they have custodied their money. They've also regulated federally, which is different than all the other exchanges that you're on. So iTrust Capital is absolutely amazing. I have a Roth IRA I opened on my own with Fidelity when I was 30 years old. Yeah. Thank you. All the best for you and yours, Jamie. Yeah. Stop depositing into my 401k. I can do what? Yeah. I think 401ks are a joke. I think what people with the tradition, and again, don't look at me like a financial advisor. I'm a guy that went into Bitcoin at $1,000. So like, had I put my money into an IRA, I would not have any of you. I probably wouldn't be here. I'd probably be just like everybody else doing the same thing everyone else was doing. So I gotta kind of push you guys to do things that no one else is doing. But again, that's why who you are internally depends on where your destiny lies. Because if you're someone that's willing to go above and beyond and push yourself to the next limit, then you're obviously probably, it's going to be more apt that you're going to jump into something like Bitcoin than do what everyone else is doing. But if you lived in fear, if you don't have a lot of confidence, if you're not a really critical thinker, like if you just lined up and took the vax without even thinking about it, you know what I mean? You didn't even once question it, the odds of you buying Bitcoin were probably pretty low, right? Because you just did what you were told. So, you know, the average person that does what they're told probably won't end up a billionaire. I'm being honest with you. You want to end up a multimillionaire and a billionaire, you're going to have to do what everyone else isn't doing. How many people are live streaming every single day for 1,000 days straight? I think like 1% of the world or less. So I'm doing what 99.9% of the world will not do. And I'm the crypto lifer, right? So And you'd be like, oh, he's talking about himself. I'm really just giving you an example of how to be great, right? Dana Schwartz, I asked it about SSWP. You didn't have a chance to do the analysis. SSWP. Let's take a look at that. SUI swap. And you asked about it yesterday somewhere here, so it looked like it might have gone down, but then it pumped back up. I mean, SUI's hot. So SUI swap's going to go up, right? It's pretty simple, right? That's how I look at it, right? SUI's one of the hotter coins. I firmly believe if I just pile 10 grand into SUI right now, or even SUI swap, and I wait 2 to 3 months, I'm likely going to make some gains. You know, again, who knows? Maybe it could dump to zero and I could lose all of it. Anything could happen. I firmly believe it would be very likely if I don't even look at the chart and I just load up right now that I could make some gains. But you never know. I don't know, right? I'm open-minded. But that's the speculator in me that believes that crypto will continue to go up, the halving will continue, and then any coin with an ecosystem and good drive and good team is going to do well. And SUI's one of those coins. So, you know, I don't love what I'm seeing here. It's definitely a bit of a double bottom. It's getting rejected by this resistance that it had right there at about 0.40600. All right. Bang, bang, bang. WAGMI Games, 4-hour bullish convergence. Retrace new sex today. Long bag. Shout out to the third super chat on the live stream from GF Burke. Shout out to the 1,100 people on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all for being here. Let's get the likes up to the watches. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, I go over Bitcoin from about 11:10 to about like 11:45. Usually give a live trade or show you the live trade that I'm absolutely in. And this trade got demolished. Look, we were up $170. Should have taken it. But again, I'm either going to get stopped out or take my gains on this one. That's how I'm playing this one. I'm unemotional on it. Like, whatever happens, happens. I set my stuff and I let it go. I've been doing so well when I don't mess with my trade. I just let my trade sit. 1,000 days of math, no feelings. Profit, profit, profit. Win 3, lose 7. Risk management equals retired. Amen. Thank you for your energy. Today especially, you've given me so much. Shout out to Innuendo. We love you. We appreciate you, man. I want you to feel amazing. You are so much like me, Sam. I'm just not even close to where you are, man. But I'm working my butt off for me and my family. I love you, man. You're going to get there, my friend. If I got there, then you're going to get there. I'm telling you right now. If I got there, you're going to get there. On to my next milli, baby. You know what I mean? The first million's the hardest, baby. After that, it just starts to rain, man. You know what I mean? Because you fix so much in your life to get to that first million. That's usually what it means. To get to the first million, you had to fix so much in your life. Discipline, status, people. There's a lot that you had to do. Look, that's it. That's a complex head and shoulder pattern to me. I'll be honest. You see me in the long, but I see signs of bearishness for Bitcoin. The only thing that keeps me in the long is the bullish divvy on the 4-hour time frame right here. That's the only thing that's keeping me in this long. Nothing else. Join the 99 to change your life. Shout out to Lifer Adam. Yep. We put in the work and God will provide. Amen. You got to put in the work. God knows when you're going all the way and God loves it. God's like, wow, this person's dedicated. Because you're showing God that you're using all the things he gave you. So he's super happy about it. He's like, wow, like I gave you all these things and you're using them all. And you're using them for good and you're helping other people that I created. Think about it. If you made a little creation, and then you made another creation and one of the creations kept being nice to all your other creations, wouldn't you keep helping that one? You'd be like, wow, that's a good one. I want to help that one. You know what I mean? Think about it logically. So help God, help others, man. Do God's work, man. He needs you to be nice to everyone. He needs you to help others. He needs you to spread love. Everybody needs to feel loved. If everybody feel loved, the people wouldn't feel pain. Victims are people that hurt people, right? Victims are victims of victims. Okay? So if everyone wasn't a victim and everybody felt love, there's a likelihood we wouldn't be in the damaging world in which we live in right now. 100%. You know what I mean? So if you can spread love out there, do it as much as you can. You have no idea how much a tribal frequency, a global vibration of frequency can change the world at once. That's why I truly believe in group prayer. I truly believe in high vibration. These are all important things to live by. I'm telling you right now, you can feel it, baby. Smell that lemon again, man. God made this beautiful lemon. Oh my goodness. And I made $1,600. I woke up up today, already in the gains, baby. Already, I sold my first trade at 7 in the morning, and I used to make $400 a day. I made 4 times what I used to make, and I used to have to get my pants on, get into a train, go to job, and do what other people told me to do. Get home 10 hours later, get in at 10, leave it, get home at 8 o'clock. Not even eat dinner with my family. My wife would be going to bed with my kids. And then I'd just be like in the doldrums, watching the charts, or, learning and I realized that if I didn't study and learn something new, I was going to be in the same place. I was going to be working that night shift in the same spot, wearing the same clothes, doing the same thing. All that bullish div fit the reversal diamond. I also did look at this as a reversal diamond. I looked at it, I think, on the update today with everybody. It's kind of it could be a diamond vibe, in from the bottom, out from the top, but it's a little mixy. It's not perfect, It's chintzy, I say. It's okay. It's not amazing. I give trading today again like a 3, a 2.5. This week of trading was a 2.5. If 10, last couple of weeks were 10s. Tough trading this week. Really tough. You're just getting whatever groups pump and dump or whatever got a lot of volume on it. And then if there's a few coins with good setups. Besides that, it's just sideways traction for Bitcoin. And some alts are getting sold off too. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. And so look, Bitcoin came right back down. Now you need the 7-minute to hold us inside this pattern. If you break this love, you're going here and then it's all down. And you're back below the 200 SMA on the 7-minute time frame. And now you're just getting tighter and tighter in this nose. Might even just take my $20. Who knows? If I made 150 or 20, it didn't even matter. It's like, come on, man. That's why this is what, for me, a guy that likes to make, and that's why, thank God for MYRO, that I made my $1,700 this morning, because it just kept me going. You know what I mean? It's just that juice I needed, that little bit of extra trader juice, just to kind of keep me in the mix, right? Dude, Naka is huge, and I keep adding to my Naka bag. I own almost 20,000 USD of Naka. Over the past few years, we built the largest GameFi ecosystem in the industry, updated and communicated with the Naka fam daily. And this year, it's time to go beyond any limits. Get ready for our most significant releases yet, Naka mobile app and the Nakaverse 2.0. Let's go. 2024 year, gigantic year ahead, Nakamoto Games. I'm telling you right now, Nakamoto Games is going to be huge. Huge. They were already big. They were 6 cents. And they went up to 2. They already did a 20x, which you can believe, almost more than a 20x since the bottom of this bull run. This has been one of the best performing coins in the entire industry, in the entire rally. Hands down. It's accessible. It's on Mexi, KuCoin, QuickSwap, BitGet, which is awesome, right? It's got a Polygon address. How could you not love that? It's on Polygon, which is simple and easy to use, fast and efficient. You don't have to go and grab it on Uniswap and pay high fees. You can get it here on Mexi. We started trading it on KuCoin like a year and a half to 2 years ago. Much love, Sam. You ran out of time yesterday for my Jesus. Can you chart it in the Mark Wahlberg impression? I don't know about Mark Wahlberg impressions. That's a little you know what I mean? But if I'm in a mood for it, I might, You gave me Naka. Wow, huge gains. How amazing you are, Sammy. God bless you, Sammy. We are brothers from way back, man. Yes, we are, my friend. We got into Naka when it was like a penny or 2 pennies and went to 87. And now Naka went from 6 cents to 220. And I keep adding to my Naka bag. All right. I keep adding to my Naka bag and, and I like to show you, I don't BS. I like this Tangem wallet. It has access to almost every coin in the game. But if I were to sell all my Naka right now, I'm sitting on about 16.5. And honestly, good day to buy a little more, right? So I'm going to snatch a little more right here. I like to just mark it in and call it a day. Makes it super easy. Yeah, I just buy another $1,000 worth of Naka. All right. I bought I think last night or this morning, I bought another 5K worth of Bitcoin just because. I bought $5,000 worth of Bitcoin last night just because. Just keep adding to the bags, man. What else can you do? Right? Offset any higher buys and bring yourself back in. So look, dump back down, bounce off 42,433, attempting to hold this. So now you kind of need this. You need this to make something like this. That's got to bounce back up. But the 15 minutes is more downside coming. It's almost kind of like a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder there, right? $7-minute has to hold this weird symmetrical triangle here. It's just been ugly chop. I'm not going to lie to you and make it look amazing. I'm not going to dance around and be like, oh, charts are just awesome today. You know what I mean? Please check karate. Hedera token. Yeah. Lifer, the channels of the vibes. Great work. Any thoughts on Anchor? God bless you, brother. Send in a super chat for TA and deep dives, man. And let's get into the fan funding and see what's going on here. Shout out to everyone that gave. Shout out to RC Money. Shout out to Catherine Brunetti, Carlo, Sniper Paul, Jay Briggs, Jay Boggs, Dana Schwartz, That Knock Lifer, GF Burke, P. Kicky, P. Kirky, Grimall PLN, Bryson Gonzalez, and everybody here on the live. Carlo, we love you. RC Moore, and everybody here kicking it with us. Sniper Paul, can you please look at SEI, please? Thank you, Sammy. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. One thing I really want to talk about that I really want to make sure everyone hears is please go to my website, cryptolifer.com. Scroll up. You will get a prompt immediately to subscribe to our weekly newsletter. Please jump on into that. Hit the consent button. Every single time you do that, I amass a great following of people behind the scenes. I could contact you and we could stream just on restream.io if I needed to. You never know. What if the servers went down for YouTube one day? I could stream no matter what and never miss our day. You would get an email, hey, we're streaming, blah, blah, blah. And so if anything ever happened, what if there was an amazing trade, but the systems went down for Google or something? I could still stream on some other server, other service, some other way, and you could still get your daily Crypto Lifer. So make sure you put your email address in here. And what we do, what we do in fact like to do is, what we do in fact like to do, I added those words in the middle, we do in fact like to do is send you a newsletter every single Monday and Saturday mornings. The Saturday morning is a technical analysis one that goes with that Friday afternoon. And the Monday one is kind of like what we're looking at, things we're going through, and even just like how we're preparing our bodies, minds, and getting ready for another big move, right? New amazing website. Thank you so much. Love learning. We love you. Love learning. I hope you're doing well. God bless you. Hope everything's going well with you and yours. Just picked up a little SEI at 7.5. We will see. Honestly, I wish I got SEI at the low before it pumped hard, so my high coins all in the green. Let's go, baby. The lifer way of the DCA. Why are you so easy to listen to? Because I like to talk. And so you're hearing someone that does what they like to do. Yeah, I think that's why it works out so well. God gave me the gift of gab, man. And, hey. Let's take a look at the super chats. Lakocha used to do a great. Who's there? Who's there? Why is the door open? You're getting food again, huh? You're door dashing again, aren't you? You're Uber eating my money away. Did you get me anything? So she hides that she Uber eats, so she doesn't ask me if I'm hungry. So then I go upstairs at the end of the stream and she's sitting eating. I'm like, did you order me any food? No. That's insane. That's insane. How do you Uber eat behind me and not even order me food or ask me if I want anything? What do you mean? You didn't even ask if I liked it or not. How do you know? What is it, Chipotle? What is it? Why couldn't we get halal together, though? Why couldn't we have talked about it? Why couldn't we have discussed it and been a couple and done it together? She's going to be a whale. Everyone said red flags, bro. I agree. That's messed up. She ordered that McDonald's hash brown. Huge red flag, somebody said. My wife is usually super considerate. She's just pregnant. She gets Chipotle. The last time she got Chipotle, I said no. So in her defense, she got Chipotle. But I would have liked to have ordered something different. Where's my steak? Where's my butter biscuits? Where's my gyro? I'm busy making us money here. Exactly, man. Exactly. Shout out to Master Friend Love Learning Crypto Wifer. I have major food aversion, she said. Crypto Lifer, people are so worried about the downside. It's called buy order for holding the concept of the life red days. Amen, man. It's called a buy order. Exactly. That's what a red day's for. It's for adding. It's when you buy stuff, like, right? And look, now we're red. Annoying. Should have closed the beans. I'm being honest with you. Trading's been kind of like, it's been one of those weeks, right? Don't force the trades. Sounds like Seinfeld. Stop shouting me out on your live. We will have a talk. A tall? You can't even spell. You wrote, we will have a tall. You didn't even spell that right. And then you had to write back talk. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. This is why I'm single. I eat what I want, when I want, with no complications. Hey, man, but then you can't, when you're single, you can't have children. And children are the best blessings on earth. I'm telling you right now. You know? So I could have given you a perfect short. I kind of did. I didn't do it without doing it, but I said, the 15 minutes is going to pull back on the overbought stochastics RSI. That's obvious to me, and I'll teach you this stuff every time. Shorting the rejection of the 200 SMA, should have sold that and just shorted it. I'm just not in that, in and out mood right now. Bitcoin dominance, I want to break it down. Then I need the list. No one's giving me the list. No, we have all the beautiful mods out there, but because Lakochi did it greatly, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see anyone giving me the super chats, man. I need someone to kind of deep dive those if we can and give me those. If you could. See, Lakochi's on point, man. We're missing you already, Lakochi. We're missing you already, bro. Your attention to detail. You coming to Dubai to enjoy that tax gains. You deserve all that and more. But do I have to be a citizen there? Or do I just have to open a business? How can I do it? How can I do it? I got to sit with people. You got to explain. Definitely red flags. Need to communicate. Babe, it wasn't a good look that you ordered without asking me, the whole chat, but whatever. I love you. I never want to put you in a bad light. You're the greatest person on earth. Do you want to come apologize? Do you want to make a public apology? They'll forgive you if you just come out and say what you did was wrong. The first part of getting better is admitting you have a problem, babe. No, she gets a pass. Everyone, she gets a pass. My wife is the greatest woman on earth. I will never put her in a bad light. She never put your significant other in a bad light. That puts you in a bad light because that's the person that you chose to be with for the rest of your life. When everyone puts down the person that they're with, I know it's a red flag. I'm like, that person's sketch because they decided to be with that person and they're going to put them down. They're probably going to talk about me too. You know what I mean? I love my wife, man. I don't like Chipotle. She knows it. This is all for fun, man. I did kind of like the halal though. It would have been nice, but it's okay. It's all right. That doghouse will be very cool. No. I run this house. When you make all the monies, there's no doghouse. All right. I just want to make that really clear. When you make all the gains and you're the crypto lifer and you had the Bitcoin, whoever holds the Bitcoin holds the gains. Whoever holds the Bitcoin runs the house. Right. All right. Let's take a look at SUISwap again. Sorry, it took me a while to get back in here. It's been an interesting day. All right. I'm not going to be the same every day. If I was, it would be pretty boring. I try to attempt to be somewhat similar, but not exactly the same every day, right? I don't feel the same every day. Every day is somewhat different, okay? No day is exactly like the last. So you can see you've been forming this insane uptrend, right? You might come back to the trend line, but you did this previous support or previous resistance became a flip here. Honestly, I don't know. It's a weird, this pattern is strange. It's a very rare that you see something like that. It's a double bottom. It's oversold on the 12 hour. Here's the deal. If it breaks out of here, look for a retest of the 1 to the 7 minute for an entry. If it comes up and goes sideways, then we play it like that. I feel like the bigger time frames it has to come back down soon. You got a bearish div there. You got bearish div on the RSI. I'd be pulling a fib here. It's most likely coming back down to the 618 right here. Nothing goes up forever. I just want to make, people think that it is, but nothing goes up forever. People get overhyped, overcrazed. Nothing goes up forever. Bitcoin getting slammed now. Now it's getting trashed. Let's take a look here. I might need to just cut this trade off. Yeah, that's a nasty look. The 7-minute lost to 200 SMA. The second that happened, I should have cut my trade off. Today, I'm not good at trading and streaming. Sometimes I am. Today, I wanted to stream. I didn't want to run back to my trade. Streaming and streaming are just, it can get in your head, I didn't care enough about the trade to run back. I wanted to be here with you guys in the charts, Other times I'm in my trade the whole time, and wow, though. Super oversold. It looks like they just went and got anyone who tried to long anything right now. It's been chopped, and they've been just drastically going up and down violently in smaller movements. You see? So, are we going to 38,000? Still in the pattern. Yeah, it's still in the pattern, but it's not amazing. And it's still in this bigger pattern, too. As long as this low holds, that's kind of what I'm, as long as the low and the divergence holds, then I stick to my plan. That's it. It's a 4-hour plan that I'm sticking to. No emotions needed. 7-minute doesn't look good, though. I don't like what just happened there. Kind of a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Not amazing, but I've seen it play out. It doesn't have to be perfect. It does not have to be perfect. All right. Putting in a few bucks. Why not? You give me the game and I play it. Shout out to PS5, Future of Gaming. I love Gareth, but that guy never got Bitcoin correct ever, man. He was so off. He was calling 10K when I was calling reversals. One day he said the whole market was going to dump, and I told him, but we see bullish divergence on the 4-hour. I called the reversal on the NASDAQ. Then a week later, he got on board that we were bullish on the NASDAQ. I just think he doesn't use small. Gareth's great. I know him very well. He's a great guy. But I have analyzed his analysis before, and I've seen him call something, and he can't see something that's really, really like screaming at you. Like if you ever had an analyst that you followed and they didn't point out the bullish divergence on the weekly here, they missed something for you. Like, and I know everyone has a different strategy, but like, no matter what you do, ICT, Elliott wave theory, you got to know bullish divergence on the weekly. Like, you got to. Like you can't say, oh, I know everything, but and just. I was one of the only YouTubers that mentioned this and brought it up over and over again, and I called the bottom and then bought 19K. And then I back-tested it for you on multiple charts throughout the world, so you could see that it wasn't just me coming up with one idea. It was something that you could have figured out too. I just unveiled it. It was just the same amount of data that anyone could have seen. They just didn't want to do the work. It's like that guy on TikTok, that dude that's like, it's like everyone's like, oh, and I'm just sitting there with the weekly bullish div, and I'm just like, we're going to buy now. So, like, I'm not saying I don't know Elliott wave 100%. I'm not the greatest thing since sliced. I don't know it all. And I never claimed to say that I know it all. But I can see things that are really, really obvious in the charts. Bitcoin getting slaughtered right now. Absolutely slaughtered. And honestly, my trading style said, yeah, because you couldn't get above the 200 SMA, shoulder, head, right shoulder in a way. 50-minute getting absolutely beat to the ground. And we lost the 200 SMA. I'm still not stressed unless we break this low. Once we break this low, then the whole thing changes. All right? If we break that low, then it's over. This could just be a quick liquidity grab. Let's take a look at Bookmap and what's happening for Bookmap. And I apologize. I should have given you the easy short, simple short. I short the second we go below the 200 SMA in the 15-minute. My morning's been, I'll be honest with everybody, I'm a little off this morning. Just slightly off. Like, I can feel it. It happens. I'll be honest, the Cadillac's got me a little, I'm trying to get it off my mind, but like, you want to know why I'm pissed? And I guess most of you don't care because we're looking at the charts. You want to know about the charts. But I bought a 2022 Cadillac with 200 miles on it. Thing was spotless, brand new. It'd been sitting in the, and today I called the guy and I was like, I got a brand new car, man, from the dealership. He goes, you didn't really buy a brand new car. It was and like he was the third person from the dealership when I complained about certain things saying, you didn't really buy a brand new car. I said, dude, I spent $122,000 on a car with 200 miles on it that no one's ever owned before, that was in your showroom. And I was like, I was just like so close to flipping out. And I said, well, how dare you tell the customer they didn't buy a new car? Like, why would you say that? You know what I mean? Anyway, I want to hear about the Cadillac. I bought a brand new Cadillac, 2022. I didn't buy a 2024 or 2023. I had the money. The reason why I didn't buy one because I was like depreciation in my head. Like the second you drive it off the lot, it loses value. So I figured, why don't I get one that's a little less with just 200 miles on it? You know, a couple people in the company drove it around. So I was like, all right, let me buy it. So I buy it, clean. When I get it home, I see there's a little chip on it. A little chip right near the door when I open the car. And I said, man, there's a paint chip on this car. And then I see one of the door handles is a little off color. And I say to them, like, this is weird. And they agree and they fix it. But I have to drive it there. After buying it, right? I have to call them. I have to take pictures. I have to go over it. They give me a loaner car. My mom dies while I have the loaner or after the loaner. And this looks like a liquidity grab to me. But look, every time I lose a 200 SMA, that's a great place to short. The second this lost to 200 SMA, and that candle short. You don't need to know timing. You don't need to know anything. This is so simple, everyone. You can even just use just the 200 SMA. That's why if you see me when I'm trading here, I just use the 21 and the 200. You see? Now I'm down 150. That's crazy. I should have taken my trade. I very rarely lose. You know, when I lose, it's usually $50, $100. Yeah. I'll be honest, I wasn't even focused on this trade today. I was just like, so then they picked up the car. I got the car back. It snowed. On the 9th of January, I got in the car, closed the door, and water came in on my forehead. Like water spilled in on me. First, a couple of drips were hitting me, and I kept being like, what is that? I thought it was my hat. You know, you get something on your hat, and your hat just kind of... Next thing I look up, and then I hit a break on a hill, and the water flows right on me. And I'm like, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. So I called the company. I'm like, yo, brand new car. Like, what's going on? And they come and picked it up from my house. They never texted me and said that the car that got there safe. I can see because my car tells me where it is, so I could see it. So today I called the guy, and I waited a week to call them. I waited a week. I didn't call them immediately. Where's my car? I waited a week. I said, they hadn't even looked at it yet. They hadn't even tried. He goes, I told you we had tons of cars. We have 30 cars backed in now. We can't even. I said, bro, I bought a brand new car, my man. I said, with the finance. I said, come on, man. This is ridiculous. Anyway, they sold you a lemon, put it in the water. I know, it's funny, right? Anyway, I don't even care. I'll be honest with everybody. It doesn't matter. I'll get another car. Car will come back. It's just a car. My relationship with God is strong. My relationship with my daughter is good. My relationship with each and every one of you is good. My business is great. I don't care. Who gives a damn about the car? It's the respect. It's the respect. You know what I mean? It's the respect. It's like, I never bought anything of luxury. I was a middle-class kid. You know, I never had nice things like what we're seeing here. And, damn, man. Just slaughtering us today. But again, it's bearish. I mean, I do see a lot of bearishness in Bitcoin. I mean, that's a shoulder, head, shoulder, technically. That was a shoulder, head, and a right shoulder there, even though it was messy. And all you got to learn is when you lose 200 SMA. So now, where are we going? Well, let's see. So look, we got rejected by the 4-hour, the 200 SMA in the 4-hour. The 8-hour looks like it's going to take us to the downside bad. The 8-hour wants to rip you. And like this looks like a head and shoulder pattern here. To the downside. The second we lose this 200 SMA in the 8-hour, it's going to be just like the 7. We're going to drop right down here to 35,000. You know, I'm going to be honest with everybody. For my years of trading, the odds of us going down are very, very high. Very, very high. That short I put out recently is still in the money technically, right? Your Picasso painting is broken. I don't know what that means. Alt's holding up nicely. Yep, you gave them the business and they still ish on you. Exactly. Yeah. And I told them I got 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm about to go in. You know what I mean? be better off buying an old car in good condition than a new car these days, especially an electric car. I would never buy an electric car right now. Do you see that they're having problems getting them all, they can't charge them in the cold weather. They're abandoning them all over. Tesla's abandoned. Look. And I love Elon, and I don't want to hate on Tesla, but, Teslas are dying in the Chicago freezing cold winter. People are abandoning them everywhere. I've been over here for 5 hours at this point, and I still have not gotten to charge my car. I got in my Escalade and drove right away, and this is crazy. It's a disaster. I could have told you this was going to happen. I can see, I'm a forward-thinking guy who's critical thinking. I can see issues in infrastructure way before most people. I think it through. What no one's talking about is the batteries. They last 8 years. 8 years from now, almost every battery in these cars is going to be replaced. Everyone's going to go get a replacement at the same time. They're going to get overwhelmed. They've never had to replace that many batteries at once. They're going to get, the industry's going to get smothered. There's going to be a problem. I'm telling you right now, I've already can foresee that. So I would already start shorting in a way. I mean, the chart looks good for Tesla, but and again, I'm not trying to hate. I love the earth. I want the greatest things for the earth by all means, but we got to do it right. Like, we all know it's not listening to some big business Klaus Schwab telling you about climate change. We know that. We know they're full of garbage. We know the Davos, the WEF. We know they're lying. We know they want to give us carbon credits. They're just trying to use this as a way to control us. We know it. We can already see it. I've thought it through 100. I can see where they're going. We know the truth. The truth is to come back to the land. The truth is to live off the land. The truth is to care about the earth. Plastic, all the stuff that we're putting things in. They'll tell you about climate change, but they won't tell you that we got to change the way we're selling stuff. You can't sell stuff in plastic. It's got to be in biodegradable packaging. The very first day someone put something in plastic, a human being should have been like, but what happens then? And then should have been like, halt. We can't sell this unless we can put it in biodegradable. But then like, but that will take care of our bottom end. We can make so much more money if we can put it in plastic. Oh, so let's ruin the earth just so we can make money for big business. Yo, it's insane. It is insane. So then another human did it, and another human did it, and another human did it. And next thing you know, we had big business pouring plastic all over the world like it was cool. It was never cool, man. So many humans have done so many things for the like of money. That's why I love my product. My product comes from my brain. I don't leave any residual out there. I sell what's right here out of my mind. I can bring my product anywhere I go in the world. I sell myself. You know what I mean? You don't have to unpackage me and throw me out when you're done. I don't leave trash residue when you're done with my business. You know? Bang, bang, bang. Bitcoin holding 42,000, but not looking amazing. All right. Now, that's one of the biggest losses I've taken on a future trade in a while. Kind of stinks. And I was up 150. I should have taken it. That's what I usually do. Every time I don't take my 150, I'm telling you, I get bagged. It's all about the little wins. You're learning from me right now. The little wins. Take the little wins. I didn't get stopped out, though. So it's not over till it's over. All right? It's not over till it's over. What's my risk here? What was I doing here? I was risking 194 for 900. And I was risking 242 for 1,000. So I'm in there pretty heavy. We are getting the bounce back up now a little bit. Heavy volatility. Bookmap suggests that we do go lower to 38,005, right? Taking a little win is where I typically fail. More discipline needed there for sure. See, I almost always do that. That's why I knew I was off today. I didn't do what I normally do. You know? I did want to, but honestly, I'm not off because I committed this to a 4-hour trade. I told myself I wanted to trade this in the 4-hour, and I told myself I was sticking to the bullish div. So that's what I said when I got into this trade, and I want to stick to my conviction. So that's why I didn't take the profit when I was up, because that was not the plan of this trade, to take profit there. That was never the plan. The plan was to take profit if we got above the 200 SMA. And the plan is to risk the business for this bullish div here. And that's it. So I'm sticking to my plan regardless of the emotional feel that I have over where I'm at in price action. However, now that I see changes in technical analysis, it is telling me, hey, Sam, you've lost some key areas. All right. Again, I already made $1,700 today. If I cut this trade off and I lose $250, I'm still up $1,500 on the day. And I could show you to you too. Just, I like to prove it to people. I don't know why, but I'm always like, and it should be my last buy or sell here. Or yeah, order history. See, I'm selling MYRO. They should be back to back because it's the only thing I did last night. So I bought MYRO here for $9,000 and I sold it for $8,999 and I sold it for $10,600 right there. See it? I got in at 1:30 in the morning and I sold at 8:30. I was in for 7 hours. 7 hours, making $200 an hour. That ain't bad, right? So I can manage this loss here. But wow, it's done. I'm about to cut it off. Wow. This is definitely a liquidation event right now. They're blasting it off. So, and now, I mean, the flag's broken to the down. I mean, they broke the flag, though. They just broke the trend line. I'm out. In my mind, they broke the trend line. I'm out. I'm cutting it off. Let me show you why I cut it off, all right? And look, I'm still up on the day, $1,300. I take a deep breath, right? It's okay. I'm balanced. But look, we're coming to the 200 SMA on the 8-hour time frame right now. That's where we're going. Here comes the dump. I expected myself to be perfect every day and nail every single trade. Like I should have nailed that short for you. Because the second we lost the 200 SMA, we're going to the downside. That was it right there. That was your entry. But I had to stick to my 4-hour bullish div, you know. But look, once we lose this trend line here now, I'm going to get rid of this for now because it's confusing. But in my mind, like once you breach this trend, like that's a wrap. You can't lose this trend line. And then you even bearishly retested it for good, you know, almost, you try to came back in, bearishly retested the 15-200 SMA. What I will do, though, is I'll buy some BTC with what I'm up right now. Because it's red, and I have to buy red days. I can't buy green days. I don't have a choice, right? So I'll buy $1,800 worth of BTC right now. I don't have a choice. Even if it goes lower, it could probably go to 35K. It's okay, but I got to buy the red days. I don't have a choice. It's the only way I'm going to be able to procure my funds, right? If I continue to buy red days, all right? Super chats, Hex, Shido, Manta, WAGMI, Injective, Bitcoin Grab, Liquidity, SSW, SEI, Jesus, and 3 Bull. SSW, man, it really is tough for me to look at. Like that, I just go sideways or come back down. I'd look for it to, if it loses this trend line, it's headed down to the 618. If it keeps this trend line and goes sideways, then we could trade the flag. That's how I would trade it. That's how I don't know where price action's going. So I set 2 parameters and then I pick which one works for me. To me, that's the greatest way to trade. You set what you want it to do and you take it. Some crazy news for Bitcoin coming in right now. Bitcoin could see growth in the layer 2 ecosystem drawing on Ethereum's experience. The report by Singapore's based blockchain investment Spartan Group and Kyle Ellicott details how these auxiliary networks have drawn a page from the Ethereum blockchain's playbook. It could spring up as demand grows for the blockchain space on Bitcoin. I'll be honest, I don't think it's good to be doing this to Bitcoin, personally. I think we should leave Bitcoin alone. And I know everyone likes the ordinal space and all that, but I think it bogs down the miners. It's not what Bitcoin was really meant to be doing. And it's weird. I shouldn't be saying this, right? I should be all about Bitcoin. But to me, Bitcoin could see growth in layer 2 ecosystem drawing on Ethereum's experience, says the report, right? Maybe I'm wrong. But a little bit of my instincts tells me if you bog down this network too much, you're going to have some issues, high fees, and it's like, Mint Layer is another which is designed to act as a Bitcoin sidechain optimized for DeFi-related purposes. Yeah, Mint Layer continued to pump, and you can see what's hot now. We got Ordi, we got Ords, right? We got Stacks, we got Alex, we got Mint Layer. I mean, it's insane. We've been trading them all in my trading group for a while, but this is kind of what makes up the ecosystem, and this is Bitcoin, man. People are actually doing DeFi on Bitcoin. People are creating ordinals on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is starting to actually evolve. It's pretty amazing, right? We caught a unicorn and put it in a circus. Yeah, buy and buy now. Requiem order somewhat filled. Let's get it. Wish I was shorting. Me too. Me too. It was a really nice gain. And look, let's see if we can find some more shorts on the way, though. Let's go to the 7-minute, the 5-minute, and look for a flag here. Wow, this is a massive dump. When you can't even catch a flag, or the flag is so small in the 30-second, we could have caught that trade right there. See that? Bang. I could have got that to you guys in the 30-second. I go to sleep at night feeling I got to give you guys I got to be perfect. I have to give every long, every short. Like if there's a short later on, it's just like, that's how much pressure I put on myself. One day I said to myself, like, Sam, you can't expect to give every single trade for Bitcoin every single day of your life. I said, some days you're going to miss. I said, but I said, I don't want them. I want to be right every freaking time, you know? And I truly believe we can. Look, my system tells me if the 15-minute loses the 200 SMA, you're going to the downside. That's what it tells me that every time. I talk about it every day on my stream. The second you open up a short right here with a stop loss on the other side and then keep it, I mean, you're in the money now. And that's all you have to do is these simple things that I teach over and over again. Second, the 7-minute lost to 200 SMA. It told you that things were starting to go to the downside. And lo and behold, they did. The 21 curving is no good. When it crosses the 50, that's a preemptive death cross. Then you're going to have the 21 crossing the 50 on the 7-minute time frame. Once you have a death cross on the 7, you usually get a death cross on the 1, and then it continues to follow through. That comes down. This, to me, is looking like more downside is coming for sure, without a doubt in my mind. You know? The only thing that's saving me is this bullish div on the 15, the second on the 4 hour. The second we make a low lower than that, which I feel like we did. I feel like we took out the low already. I mean, we wicked it. Yeah, we're done. So my idea is negated now. That divergence did not hold us. Divergence was only as strong as resistance, and we couldn't get back above it. Then we made another resistance, and I kept saying, if we can't get back above 42,300 or 42.9, expect more downside, right? Every time. And then even this looked like a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. It did dump to the downside, right? What's our saving grace? I mean, the saving grace was the 4 hour, and again, maybe we wick back up and this was a liquidity grab. We get back inside. They've been trading false move Monday every day recently. It's been like every false move Monday, I'll be honest. So look at this. Now this could be a bull trap, and they could bring us right back inside to price action. You never know. But wow, this is just insanity. Shout out to the 1,374 people on the live, 657 likes, $61.81 in chat revenue. Thank you for being here with the lifer. And look, they're all so easy. Look how easy it was, and I missed it. Shoulder, head, and a right shoulder, and you just short of the right shoulder for gains. It's so simple. Look how simple that was. Oh, I'm so disgusted with myself right now. Oh, I would have just, oh, God. That was so simple. Stop loss on the other side of the 200 SMA. Gains. Like, no emotions needed at all. Like, I would have traded that 100 times over. I traded this the same way if we stay above the 200. I apologize, everybody. Tomorrow I'll be better. I can do better. They need the price to dump a tad a bit more so institutions can buy more Bitcoin. They probably paid you to fool us. So why were you long? Sam, your TA has been great. You definitely see the matrix. It's helped so much. I was long based on I was trading the 4 hour divergence. You know, that's all. And I didn't use I was off today. I got pissed about the car. I came in late. You know, I have some to be as good at the charts as I am, I'm I'm insane. I'm telling you right now. I'm not a normal person. Don't ever expect me to be normal. Don't ever be like, oh, that's not a normal behavior. Yeah, it's not. I'm not normal. So don't ever try to make me normal. Don't put me in a box as normality. Don't think I do what everyone else does. You know. Now you need some type of divergence on the 1 minute to get us to give the bounce back. It doesn't look like it's happening. And if you watch me every day, you know today's a folly. Like, I should have nailed that short, right? It's okay. Some days you're going to be off, like, as a person. Like, there's going to be days where you have to look back and be like, wow, I wasn't myself that day, you know? I could have done better that day. I just wasn't, you know? That's just life. I'm live so much. You guys see so much of who I am. You get to judge every part of my life. My wins, my losses, my ups, my downs. I'm still up $1,400 on the day, and I clearly showed you that. $1,300, but oh no, yeah, 14. It was $6.99. What do you think of ADA at the moment? I like Cardano. I'd be buying more of it. That's all. I don't understand one thing. Why would anyone other than Grayscale sell Bitcoin to any of the newbie big boys? No one is perfect. This shows you that you're human and a real mofo, like Gogan says. Amen. Got out of MYRO just in time. Amen. Good for you, buddy. But it's not all bad, you know. It's not all bad. We didn't lose big areas. Remember that 41,360 is the area on the weekly that we can't lose. That's the area that's we go below that, then that negates, you know, you can see everything is done. Just go to Dan Pena Camp. Amen. I took the short and made 40, now long to 42K. I don't know about the long here with the high stochastics in the 1, you know, inside of a bit of a bear flag. You do get a little bit of bullish div here. Starting to shore up the price. We will see. Wow, the Koji was on point, man. Oh, let's take a look at, you know, it's funny that Hex buy is still up the last time I looked at it. I wouldn't go hard in altcoins today, everybody. And I've been saying this for days now. I've been saying I don't like the way the market's looking. I said the market is sketchy. All right. Hex, Shido, Manta, Wagme, Injective, SEI, Jesus, and 3Bull. I really don't want to go over Jesus anymore, personally. I don't want to go over that coin. Please don't super chat it again. And I'm sorry to be rude. And I love Jesus. And I love God. But I'm not about this coin, Jesus coin. I'm just not. All right. And I really don't want to talk about it again. Is that okay? Is that all right? Yeah, I'm not a fan. All right. To me, it looks like a rug pull. Like, I'm not a fan of this thing. All right. People pumped it up. They made gains. You should have sold that top and been out. It's a meme. I don't want to put it out on my channel anymore. I'm done with Jesus coin. All right. I'm just. They're like, yikes. Sorry, lifer. To me, it's kind of like using the Lord's name in vain. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. It's not my thing. So I talked about Hex, break it up to this upside here. I circled the area where it was going to. I put my money where my mouth is, and I put $500 into Hex just to prove to you that I made gains. I just proved it to you. I was like, okay, I'll show you guys that Hex is going to go up. Everyone thought Hex was down in the tubes. I said, you buy when everyone says it's down in the tubes. So look, I put $500 into Hex. I now got I think I got six. What? Oh yeah, limit. I got 640. I made $140 off $500. I mean, that's to me, that's huge. If you could make $140 off 500, you could do a lot with your life, you know? And now look, Hex is in a bull flag. One of the most bullish things that I've seen is Hex. Now, it doesn't really follow the rest of the market. When the whole market was pumping, Hex was dumping. So I'd watch this flag. Now, if Bitcoin continues to dump, it should take everything down, even Hex. I wouldn't be surprised if this Bart Simpson's back down, makes a falling wedge. But I'd watch Hex inside this channel. Looks like it could continue to the upside. I don't have tons of money in Hex, but, you know, I got some Pulse Chain and some Hex. That's about it. Manta just came out. I'd like to kind of keep it off the radar. It just came out. You know, like it's going to pump and dump and go crazy. Let's give it some time to relax. All right, before you get into Manta. I don't even want to show it because I don't want to get people excited about an idea that my idea is to leave it alone for now. You could buy it on the dip and then I put what I'm willing to lose and leave it alone. That's it. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Wagme, which I didn't, you know, I looked at Wagme one time, but I never really like charted it. Wagme coin. Is this the right one? And let's take a look. How is that fear and greed index looking? I learned to do it on a new window now. 63. I like it. Getting lower. Coming all the way back down. We got to get to the shade. So we're going to dump to 35, 38. We'll get to the shaded region. And that's when you load up on Bitcoin. Like that's when you buy 5, you know. If we get back into the shaded region, it's going to be the greatest time to buy Bitcoin. I'm telling you. Every time we get back in anywhere from here, if we get down in here, oh my God. But it's very rare. You usually don't get down in there. You need like we needed that like fake nuke thing in Ukraine to get down there at like 1 a.m. that night. Last March, I'll always remember that day. That was crazy. I knew it didn't make sense to us. See, I thought through that critical, and I was like, the Russians aren't going to bomb. That doesn't make sense. They're too close to it. Just didn't make sense. So this looks like we're about to drop even lower to the downside. The entry would be now. Stop loss would just be on the other side of this, and we take it further to the downside. There's a short right there, likely to play out on the stochastics RSI. I don't see a lot of awesome, you know, here's your counter bias idea that you could make some type of right inverted head and shoulder, but looks like more downside to me, in my humble opinion. And it says we go to 41,300. We break that 41,360 area. The weekly collapses, and then we can start our move back down to 38,500 for Bitcoin. All right. Long Bitcoin buy, quick now. Well, people have been stacking. Ed McCracken show, everyone should sell everything. You're still the man, bro. Love the drive. I just hold and look away. You do you. Close the long now, short. Oh, great, another bear flag. 40,600 incoming. BMX, please. Price made me confused. Can you take a look and explain, please? I probably can't. We're getting very... The stream keeps going over time every day. I don't know why. Something's up with my brain, man. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting overworked. I feel really strange today. I don't know why. So someone asked me about SHIDO. We talked about it. I had it in this flag here. I want to make it very clear. And then they dolphin dipped it, brought it here, but then they ripped it. It did hit my target for SHIDO. Hot coin, hot project. And these are things that just 6, 7, 8 months from now, they're going to be up huge. If you buy now, if you put 10 grand in here and you lose 5 grand, you get upset about it. You're just not looking at the big picture, you know. There's going to be a bigger move here later on in all of these, in my humble opinion. Next move is up there, what, about 0.131461 for SHIDO, but it's got some bearish div now, right? So you would expect it to pull back at least to the, you know, and then possibly get another bounce. But I would expect a pullback here. And if it loses this trend, you know, and it could retrace bigger. Let's see. I'm hitting Alt F to find the fib. You know, it has some strong resistance there. I'm looking for it to bounce off 0.8, 0.08, 777s. Look at that, all the 7s every time I touch it. People say, oh no, it's because you look for it. But like it happens when I want it to happen, and then I can say stay there. You know? So weird. And it happens on almost every stream. But again, whatever. So I like the Pocket Network too. I've been talking about the Pocket Network. I went over it. Think this thing could continue to go to the upside. It's one of my favorite coins to talk about. I love the name. The name was catchy right off the bat. It's on Mexi and KuCoin. Pocket Network, baby, banging to the upside, up 119% since the 23rd of January and continuing to pump today when the whole market's slumping. Pocket Network continues to pump to the upside. I talked about the Pocket Network so far back down there. We found it on Token Metrics like a long time, maybe of a year ago at this point. POKT, the Pocket Network, baby. Does anybody like PZP here? I finally got some PlayZap. I'm a PlayZap guy now, so I'm in the PlayZap team. All right. But yeah, we're giving you this Pocket Network on 12/21 when it was back at 8 4/10 cents. That was this flag right there, and this thing was look. Ever since then, it's been going up. Ever since I gave that flag on 12/24, up 235% of the Pocket Network. Just continues to rip. And I bring it up a lot on the weekly screen share. And I'll be like, oh, I like this Pocket Network. It's got me going, you know. And people be like, huh, he likes Pocket Network. Interesting. Let's take a look at Injective here on MEXC. And wow, Injective's starting to get a beat down. And I told you I've been long on Injective waiting. I got an Injective here and it's been sideways for 2 weeks. Could Injective still hold the zone? There's a chance it could. Starting to lose that 200 SMA on the 4-hour time frame, though. Would likely come back. It would break the pattern, go to the 6, and then it would go to the 8-hour 200 SMA for Injective. That's what we're looking for. Yikes. Now, I'm buying Bitcoin right now. I'm not panic selling, but the whole market's in red. 41,870 for BTC. High emotions for people right now. That's why I have a long-term plan. I'm either adding to my long-term goals, I'm swing trading, and I'm in and out. Right now, I can collect my tether and sit tight and just relax. And I don't have to be in anything big, and I could wait for the market to settle. All right? I wish that I made more money in the short, but it's over now, and I don't live in a life of regrets. Pointless to do that. Pointless to do that. Wow, though. I'll be honest. Wow. Not a good day. Not a good day. If you hold spot, we got buried pretty nicely. You know, if you hold spot and you hold like I do, in the last 10 minutes, we've lost like 10 grand, you know? So it's been a battle. Today's not a great day. You fight through these days though. You know, if you want to live the euphoria of the pump, then you got to live through the downness of the dump. It is what it is. It is what it is. And so a lot of these things are really overbought on the 2 and the 3 day chart. No one paying attention to that. They're just too involved into the hype, but it's time to take some profit. I kept saying, man, when everyone's freaking out, when everyone's wilding out, you take some profits off the table. Like, nobody wants to do that, you know? What I don't like is the long-term and the short-term capital gains. That plays with me. I don't like that. I really don't. Every time I play short-term gains, it hurts me. And I'm going to write it down next time and say, who cares? Just take every big gain you've ever had. Like, I didn't take that MYRO gain. Now I'm going to have to wait probably a year and a half to get back to 40 or 50. It's probably going to take a long time to get back to 31. And whenever you're full of euphoria, you're about to tell everyone how big it is. I'm up so awesome. It's huge. It's usually, that's the day. It never goes higher than that for like months on end. I can't tell you how many times I've seen my account, got so excited. Oh my God, this is it. I'm screaming. I'm like, oh. And that's the day I should have taken my money out of the market. Definitely 100%. So learn from me, learn from all these ups and downs in life, and understand that this is kind of how life is, right? And always be prepared. It can get worse. Be okay with taking some, money off the table. It's all right. People hang on to these things like they have to be in something. They have to. And then they watch it go all the way down. I did all these things that I'm teaching you. I don't do them anymore because the pain is real. And I don't want the pain no more, baby. I don't want to live in pain, right? This coin I'm still in. I'm not bailing on this one. It's just still proper, right? It hasn't really done much, just sitting sideways. Nothing really to say or do about this. So, Injective could hold the line. Is Bitcoin holding it down? Now, 41.8. Looks like that short may be playing out here. Was it on the Binance chart on the 1 minute? No, it was on BTC USD chart on the 1 minute. Yeah, and you're in the money already in that trade. See? Entries there, you're already in the money. See that? Entry really was like right there. But you're in the money, and that's about to head to the target on the short. You're in the money nicely now. It's a 41,883 entry. Come on, baby. You're coming down. Bookmap says you go lower. Bookmap's got a huge order book here of liquidity. Link to Bookmap in the description if you want to jump on in and get the least amount that you can get. And we can see where we're going. I mean, we can see a big order. The guy wants to buy. These guys are all buying. He wants to buy 700 Bitcoins. They got to induce fear to get their prices filled. 685, I called the short there. Continuing to the downside. Out the short, bear flag to the downside. Just like yesterday, we called the short. This is the exact same trade. Very similar trade as yesterday. The divergence wasn't strong enough. The stochastics give you more downside. At this point, you can shave the stop, cut it in half, cut the risk off in half. Okay? Man. As a guy who runs a trading group, they're just nonstop bombarding me mentally. You know what I mean? And I just have to keep sticking to my plan and sticking to what I do. They've done worse to me. We went from 69,000 to 15K. There was so much manipulation. It was so insane. So they've done this stuff to me before. Heck, they've closed my bank accounts. They've done everything they could. They've done even more than I did. I wouldn't even tell you, but they've done even more to me. The powers that be, man, I've been harassed basically, if you know, and as far as I'm concerned, right? So, yeah, I've been through it all. They've done it. No, not at all, but they've done a lot. And they is just, the powers that be, man. The people that don't want you to win, the people already winning that don't want you to win, they exist, right? There you go, 675. You knew this was going further down. That was a beautiful short to the downside. All right, let's take a look at, I leave the Manta, I'm leaving alone. It just came out. That's a gamble, man. You do what you want with that. I can't push you either way. I don't want you to look at my chart. I don't want you to think anything different than what you do. And there's SEI getting a nice little dump. I put SEI in this nice little channel, stops below here. Could be a great entry if we come down to the lows here. Anything that's really hot, there's opportunity today for sure. Like might be a really good buy for SEI that we really didn't have a chance to get into before. If it can hold this zone, stay up in there after all this kind of goes down, SEI is going to look interesting to me. Definitely worth putting a radar on and still watching it. And trust me, most trading groups don't know what's happening right now. Most people are going to be like, what? I find of all the people that we all don't know what's happening, but I find I have the best way of maintaining in these situations. SEI may be presenting a good entry. Yeah. And then I give out a... SEI may be presenting a good entry here. Yeah. That's the only thing I'm looking at now. Massive dumpage. It was starting to kind of have a descending vibe. And honestly, symmetrical triangle, they break down. They're 50-50 patterns. I see them dump way more than they pump every single time, right? And what was the key? If you know me, we lost the 200 SMA. We had a shoulder, head, and right shoulder even on the 1 hour. We lost the 200 SMA on the 7, dumpage. I went over this yesterday. I talked about shorting when you lose the 200 SMA, and I went back in time and I showed you all the times on the 15 or the 7 that it played out, right? Once you know it, you just got to execute. Like today, I didn't execute on that. And it's okay, though. It's okay. I'm live every day, every single day. Today, someone's watching me like, oh, he missed that trade, man. But like, I'm live 1,000 days. Like, there might be 200 of them where I missed a trade, right? A fifth of them, a third of them. So you got to give me credit. I'm live 1,000 days, right? Now, what I would look at here now is and that's why we looked at the flag, and that's why we're here to play the next chart, right? Now you're really in the money now, very nicely on that trade. Like, so nice. Target, to me, is the length of the whole pole. I technically do use Elliott wave theory because that's Elliott wave theory. Because if that's your wave, that should be the next wave. Actually says you could go lower. 41,160. You do have a nice divergence now on the 1 minute time frame. If you slap on the moving averages, we should get the money printer, which is the pump back to the 200 SMA. They did the liquidity. There's your divergence. This should pump back to the 200 SMA now. What should happen is you should try to attempt to make some type of ascending triangle here. This is what they do. They go up, they make a right shoulder, they jiggle it, and then they bring it up. If you're bearish, you'll do this, you'll fall out of here, and then you'll continue to drop. If you're bullish, you'll get above this, and you'll pump up to the 200 SMA. This line is going to be a very crucial area. When we get here, does Bitcoin break back above 42K, or does it get rejected? If it gets rejected, it goes sideways. It's more likely we're dumping to the downside. All right. Last night, out of nowhere, on a whim, or the night before, I bought Celtics tickets to the Nuggets game. I'm super excited. I'm going to take my daughter. She's never been to a Celtics game before. And so Friday night, baby, we're going to see, right? Jokic, right? I'm excited, man. I actually like Denver. They're pretty awesome. To see two teams like that go at it, it's going to be an amazing night. So shout out to anyone that's going to be at the game. You can bump into me if you want. If you're going to go see the Celtics Denver at TD Garden Friday night, 7:30, I'll see you there. All right. Yeah, so I'm watching this flag on the 1 minute time frame now. If it bounces back up, this is the bullish div now. That's a very strong bullish div. You should get a reversal now. That's where price action likes to stop. When I was a beginner, fine, I would have just saw a red candle in the 1 hour. I would have no idea how to look for divergence on the 1 minute. Like, this is beyond me. This took me years to even figure out. I can't believe we're here now. And then what I do is I watch the stochastics as they kind of try to make their moves here and rebuild. And then you can even start, and then I start looking at really close local resistance areas. We have resistance right here at 41,841. Just a very key area. Now we could possibly make this reversal. A shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder to get us back up to the 200. Then we're going to hit it. Rejection or get above it. We get above it, then we're going to start looking for the 7-minute to go for its 200 SMA. If we get above that, then we can say this was a bear squeeze. We're back inside the pattern, and we can watch these smaller time frames as we get back into the good graces of the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. And that's how the small time frames lead us to confirmations of continuing to add to a long, or to closing a long, or to possibly opening up a short, depending on what we're seeing on the confirmation of the moving averages on the smaller time frames, right? So nasty dump for Bitcoin. We started the stream somewhere, like 43,007, 43,006. We got to a nice high, and then we began to collapse to the downside. Once we lost the 200 SMA, price action was going to drop, all right? And streaming and trading sometimes is not that easy. You'll be focused on a stream or a concept or a super chat, and at the same time, you won't be able to bounce back to your trade. And there's no excuses. I do it very well usually, but sometimes, hey, you're not perfect over it, right? I would have liked to have nailed it every single time. If someone's nailed it every time, though, I'm thinking something's going on, right? It's just weird. Like, even if I did nail it every time, I would lose sometimes just to, like, make it seem like because if every single trade you hit every single bottom and every single top, and it's just like you never miss, I would start to wonder something about you. I'd be like, that's kind of weird, you know? Unless I guess you're a robot and you never miss, you know? It's just weird to me. Watching 3-bull, I've talked about this before. I would like it to come further down to the 618, golden pocket, even to the 786, 706, but it is kind of coming back down. And if you believe in this project, you think it could go long term, it's definitely a good place to start paying attention to it at the very least. Definitely got through all the super chats. Hex, Shido, Manta, WAGME, Injective, Bitcoin, SEI, and we skipped Jesus. We're not doing Jesus anymore. I'm moving away from that coin. I don't want to be a supporter of a meme coin that I don't really like. All right. So just something to think about, all right? All right, everyone, I'm going to jump out for the day. Shout out to anyone that took the short to the downside on JTO. It's one thing I was looking at this morning when I woke up. Looked like it was definitely going to dump down. I gave it to everybody in my trading group, and I hope you guys made some gains on it. It was in an M pattern. It likely going to come down further. I'd say 217 or maybe even possibly all the way down to 180. The measured move is 180. But the entry is somewhere at 230. It's all, or maybe even like 234, but not up huge. But once it loses this, look for it to lose a 200 SMA. So look, yeah, that's the 200 SMA on the 4 hour. Once it loses that, it's going to dump hard. And then it's going to go to the 8 hour 200 SMA, which it may not even have. Oh, yeah, it doesn't. So maybe the 6 hour, right? Or the 1 hour. Yeah, the 1 hour just lost it. Likely you're going to lose the 4 hour, and it's very likely you're going to continue to dump here. That's a giant M. That measured move takes you to 180. You do have some chop here. Could save the day for JTO. All right. And shout out to anyone that did take that short. Bang, bang, bang. You know? That was a simple short, man. So simple. Like, anyway, everyone, God bless you all. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. 1,322 people here on the live, 726 likes, $70 in chat revenue. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. What we did do is we were able to calm the storm here, see where price action was going to eventually start to get some, even if a small bounce, somewhat of a bounce. We did catch this bullish div here on the 1 minute. We got the bounce back to the upside. Can we hold the zone is the question. And what are we doing now? Like, where are we now? If you just jumped in, like, what's happening? We're watching Bitcoin as it just lost this key level. And this short just reversed off a divergence. You have to break above this resistance. Otherwise, you're going to continue to go lower, right? And I'll rework the pattern in a second. But what I'm seeing on that, and we just put a short out right there that did play out. It got into profits. It's technically still almost at break even now, but it got into profits pretty fast. And the 1 minute suggests that we could go lower. This is a money printer. You get bullish divergence, you pump back up to the 200 SMA, but it's not perfect. 41,910. We did lose 42K for Bitcoin. Not a good sign. The liquidity for Bookmap is way below us, telling us that we're likely going to go lower. So I almost see this kind of as an M pattern. I'll tell you what, whenever we lose 200 SMAs on big time frames, we go low, right? And look at the 8 hour. We're about to come to the 200 SMA on the 8 hour time frame. If we lose that, we're going lower. That's a shoulder. That's a head. That's a right shoulder. That looks like it's going to dump to the downside too as well. So only time will tell. You never know. The bigger time frames are still somewhat bullish. However, look at this. I'm going to delete everything, and we're going to go back to the weekly. And we just lost that weekly support, did we not? No, we didn't. It's 41,360. So we got to close a weekly candle below 41,360 for me to be completely bullish, bearish. That's what I'm going to be like, we have to close this candle below this yellow line. All right. It may happen. It may happen. Everybody, thank you so much for breaking it down with me every single day. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for looking at what I was looking at. Thank you for the support, the love, and always being here for me, and all the comments, all the people that gave chats and the people that gave super chats. God bless you all. We'll shout out all the fan funding real quick just to give you guys a peace of mind. Shout out to Joe Leon. I don't know what that is. Shout out to Joke Leon. Shout out to D-Dubs, Dana Schwartz, 3 Loud, Joke Loud again. Do you think Solana will go to 1K this year? 600, 580, $600. I don't know if it gets over 700. I think 700 might be its blow off top. Shout out to Bryson Gonzalez, Crypto Surfer, Jumo. Shout out to P. Kirky. Shout out to Carlo, GF Burke, Wag Me Games. We'll do that in the trading group. So no one, I'll put that out in the trading group. DM me the address though, so I know exactly what coin it is. Your positivity really helps me keep going right now. I appreciate that. Jay Boggs, Dana Schwartz, That Knock Life, Sniper Paul, Josh, BC Drums, Dana Schwartz again. I appreciate the analysis on SSP Sam. It's supposed to be a huge part of the SUI ecosystem. Sounds promising. Yeah, that's something I would just see. Whenever I see something's good, I say, okay, I won $3,000 of it. And then I say, okay, I'm going to put $600 5 times. And then I wait for a few weeks and wait to the nastiest days and I buy it. And that's how I've made a lot of money in my life, everybody. It's not that hard. And then I wait 18 months, and when the market's out of control, I sell it off. Like, everyone wants to make tons of gains. It's so simple. DCA into a coin that you appreciate, hold it for a period of time, and then don't be afraid to sell it when the market rips. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taking as financial advice, but this game doesn't have to be that hard. People make it way harder than it needs to be. They force themselves to day trade when they don't know how to trade and lose all their money. You got to demo trade that for a long time first before you do something like that. Anyway, God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in, and I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream, and we'll get it right tomorrow. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful day. Stay amazing. Stay blessed. Stay with God. I love you all. Remember, the people that don't believe in God, they are you know why I worry about them the most? Because they don't believe in the devil. And the devil, when you don't believe in the devil, he's already got you. So stay diligent. Say a prayer. Keep yourself protected. People prayed for thousands of years. There's a reason. It was to protect them from the evil. Amen. Stay safe. God bless.